Hello and welcome to Neurokin Network. I'm Marina, and today I'm going to do some unwrapping, dismantling. I'm going to do some deconstruction of two terms that I find really, I'm just going to say repulsive. And those two terms are worthiness and deserving. Why do I find them repulsive? I mean, on the face of it, they seem like positive things, good things. You know, they put us in a position where we feel, and also like we've got the law. Sometimes the law is saying, yes, you are deserving. Yes, you are worthy of receiving these services, for example. And also, that's not strictly true. That's not exactly what happens. I'm coming from the contextual background of working for the last 20 years with people in frontline situations, i.e. in community mental health programs, in their own environments, in their own homes, with students at university. It's all about working with the person and the context in which they find themselves, and how can that person access the resources that they have been promised under the law, for example, under the Equality Act. Also being a person who has sought and applied for these support systems under the law. That's what the law has promised me and us. And have found, I mean, you know, in all reality, it was bewildering to me before I, learnt more about the way that systemic oppression is in play in our lives. I was bewildered why it was so hard. I just couldn't really understand it. And this is part of the challenges that I experience and I face as an autistic person when the law is the law and it's not followed to the letter of the law. I find that bewildering at its, most minimal. I'm bewildered by that. And it can escalate into, finding life very difficult if things aren't followed according to the law. These are culturally situated ideals. They're not truth. It's an idealization that we're as humans, we're aiming for. So it's not the letter of the law. It's how somebody interprets it, particularly that person being in a position of power, i.e. for whom it is easy, where they don't have to try and prove themselves as being worthy or deserving. They just naturally are by their sheer luck, or whatever you want to call it, of being born into the body and the social position that they have been. If somebody says, for example, you deserve better, what is that really saying? You deserve better. Yes, of course you deserve better. But link that to earning, I've worked hard, therefore I deserve a rest. That is linking resting with working hard and deserving, like you've proved how hard you can work, and based on that proof you can now have a rest. Do you see what I'm saying? So putting it in that position, like earning first, then resting. That means that you don't get a chance you plural, humans, We don't get a chance to experience a baseline of rest. What if rest came first? Because it's the baseline. Like, we all need, like, we're biologically, like, we need rest. That's how it goes. But in our society and culture, it's been positioned as a reward, you know? So when we get rewarded for our efforts, they get smushed together as being the same thing, which they're not. And then when they smush together like that, then it's like, I have to work harder in order to deserve and be awarded a rest. I mean, it's just tiring to even think about. What if we all rested? What if our society was coming from the standpoint of rest? We rest in order to work. And this to me is connected with my particular brand of PDA, which is that, and this is something I identified a few years ago when I first started working with neurodivergent students at the university as their specialist mentor. So we would talk about rewards, you know, and we would identify if that person had a predilection to rewards. Do rewards motivate them, inspire them, challenge them, etc.? And I, in that process of going through with students with it, I was like, oh, I'm not motivated by reward at all. In fact, I want my reward first, and then I'll do the thing. And that really changed the way that I see things for myself and for other people. I get to observe that there's a different structure at play there. When I'm saying, no, what I need first is to be resourced through a reward of a basic need, such as rest or food or playtime or relaxation or whatever it might be. Once I have received that, then I have energy and available, you know, cognitive processes or whatever it might be to go and do the thing. Because then I'm like, yeah, got it, I'm off. Let's go do the thing. Yeah. But if I'm already feeling depleted and then I have to do a thing and then I might get it, well, they say I'm going to get a reward. I say I'm going to get a reward. I can also very easily get into a continual working state of mind, which I kind of do enjoy, but it's not a reward. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just part of my neurotype. Yeah, I feel like it's situated in a way that feels too far away for me to really get a sense for what that might be like to have a reward as well. Like, my perception of time is different as well. I'm very much in the moment kind of person. So if something needs doing, I'm not going to delay my enjoyment, basically, which makes me quite, I don't fit into those kinds of paradigms. But I know lots of people do. And I sure did, you know, for a long time until I discovered that I didn't. So to take away, when somebody uses a phrase such as you deserve it, you're worth it, etc., notice whether where does that put you in terms of your energy? Does it uplift you and inspire you? Awesome. Go with it. Does it make you also, or does it bring in the sensation of like, oh, well, if I deserve it, why isn't it here? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to do more things to deserve it? Do I have to fill in some more forms? Do I have to talk to a person who with whom I don't fit into their preconceived biases of what I should look like, act like, be like, in order for them to decide that I do fit in to what they've decided is a worthy and deserving model. For example, the number of people who, like, usually have pretty good eye contact with people, as good as in it's good for me, like not for anybody else. Like, it's okay for me. I enjoy it sometimes. I can also get quite starey, which, not comfortable for everybody. But say I have a meeting with a gatekeeper, I'm going to call them, somebody who has access to resources that I need. I have to prove to them, I have to look a certain way, I have to appear a certain way, so that they say, yes, I see, or I notice, or whatever it might be, that you fit the criteria for being worthy and deserving of these resources, which I'm holding over here away from you. Then now I'm going to say, yes, here you go, you can have some. In a nutshell. Let me know how that lands for you. As you know, it's a big topic. It's so big, and this is as brief a video as I can make on the topic. And I'm here for more of it. If you are so inclined, love to hear anything that you want to say ever, or write ever. I'm totally here for it. Look forward to talking again soon. Bye for now.